One of the really interesting things in the Faculty of Education here at the University of Lethbridge is that things are evolving and changing in our teacher education program all the time. And right now, some of those changes are related to First Nations, Métis, and Inuit education. We are on Blackfoot territory, and it's very important within our faculty that we acknowledge that and that we support our Blackfoot students, and we look for opportunities to support non-Indigenous teachers in engaging with Indigenous education. So there are a number of different types of pedagogies. We're exploring the two most related to issues in Native education, which is our course, which are Anishinaabe pedagogy and Storywork pedagogy. And that's what you read about. So we're going to move on to the next activity. What do you mean by that, Sarah?
Well, like it's a like.
So some of the issues that we talk about in the class are related to curriculum and policy, but what we do to start the class is really to talk about each individual student teacher's positionality. Who are they? Where are they from? What understandings do they have about Indigenous people in Canada and in the province and Indigenous families and students? And how does that impact their understanding of their role as teachers? For non-Indigenous educators that want to incorporate storytelling as part of their practice, that can what always really strikes me in this course is the impact that learning about residential schools has on students. I think they've heard about residential schools, they've learned about them in some cases at a grade 4 or 5 level, but when they learn about it now as teacher candidates, as pre-service teachers, I think they start to see it and understand its impact with new eyes. I think students start to see how this is connected and impacts kids in classrooms today that they will be working with. I think that's a turning point in the course for students where it turns from awareness of issues into action. And often students will say, so what do I do now? Like, I believe this is an issue and I believe this is important, so how do I take action? How do I best approach this in my classroom? And that's when we shift from positioning themselves and awareness to action. How do you utilize curriculum? What resources are available? What strategies might best help support that? So there is a shift from awareness to action. Pedagogy is not just a set of strategies. It carries with it a belief system, a philosophy, or a rationale for a particular approach. I'm really hopeful that the students we have in the faculty this year and in the coming years will go out and impact their classrooms so greatly that in 10 or 15 years, the students I see then coming into the Faculty of Education will have a much better understanding of Indigenous issues in the province and in the country. Through curriculum, right?